Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everyone doing? All right. I got here on Wednesday. It was beautiful outside, and now it looks very Pacific Northwest. So thank you everyone for joining. I believe I will be able to operate this. Unlike Jay, I spent 0 hours in the gym this morning. Please don't judge me for it. First off, as with all Linux Foundation events, please be kind, be respectful, please review and abide by our code of conduct. For those that know me, yes, that is a QR code. No, Omkhar normally doesn't put QR codes up, but I was told that this is a very good way of getting information across. Also, there are many t-shirts, there are many Honk the Goose, there are many stickers. Please, everyone, help yourself. So today, you can find our main schedule on that QR code. We also have the salsa workshop and the scorecard workshop, which Adrian at the back has organized. Adrian, wave to everyone so they'll know where to find you. All right. We also have the tabletop exercise, which I'm super excited about. Dana over there in the green. Dana, if you can wave, please go to see that as well. And that's all the location information as to where those events are going to be located. So, this is me, and I'm opening remarks. Thank you, Kasari, for sponsoring. Like everybody in open source, I too am powered by caffeine, and it is only by their sponsorship that I am standing here in front of you today. Welcome to our new members, Atalogics, Boeing, Chainloop, Defense Unicorns. I saw somewhere here. There we are, all right. Insignia, Hedera, and Step Security, thank you for your support. Open source security is a community effort, and as we grow our community, it always warms my heart to be able to welcome our new members. Upcoming stuff, he says with lots of text on the page. We have the sauce. So one of the things that we decided to commit to this year was really increasing our influence in the European Union. And as part of that, we're going to be having the SOS Policy Summit in the EU. As many are aware, the EU recently passed legislation called the CRA, and we are the Open Source Security Foundation. CRA has to do with cyber resilience. There's views that we'd like to express there in order to make sure that our friends in the EU pass standards that are secure and of benefit to the community. There will be a number of panels as listed. We're actually also having a midpoint check-in with the White House. So last year we had a similar policy-oriented discussion with our friends in Washington. And we're going to be checking in with them shortly. We also recently released the Principles for Packaged Software Repository Security with CISA. And we also launched a cybersecurity scholarship for women in Jordan in conjunction with the National Security Council at the White House. That's a quick summary. Oh, and we're also participating in the AI Cyber Challenge with DARPA, which of course uses large language models to help address class of vulnerability issues within open source. And we're members of the AI Safety Institute Consortium. What we've all been waiting for, the Golden Egg Award winners. So first, everybody, round of applause to our inaugural Golden Egg winners. And Krobe is chuckling there at the back. Krobe. I feel like Krobe needs no introduction, but it seems to embarrass him, so I'm going to give him one anyway. Krobe is the OpenSSF TAC Chair and the Director of Security Communications at Intel. Krobe is honored with a Golden Egg Award for his leadership, dedication, expertise, which have been pivotal in the success and growth of the community. Just on a personal note, I know no matter what happens, I can ping Krobe on Slack, and he will provide guidance and mentorship and support. So thank you, Krobe, for all you've done, and a round of applause for Krobe. I also want to thank Andreas Frund. Unfortunately, Andreas could not be here. But Andreas was the fellow at Microsoft who actually discovered the XZ backdoor because he's a darn good engineer and he was debugging a performance problem. We would be in a much worse state if it were not for Andreas' persistence, thoroughness, and for that, he gets the second Golden Award or Golden Egg Award. So please, a round of applause for Andreas, who's on vacation, I believe. So we'll be sending that out to him. Quick shout out to some of our projects that have had recent announcements. Guac, GitTuff, SBOMIT, and of course SigStore recently graduated to a graduated project. So congratulations to all of our projects that have recently celebrated big milestones. The Secure Software Development Education Survey. Where is Mr. Wheeler? There he is. Wave, Mr. Wheeler. So David, in conjunction with our friends, and I see Hillary right here in front of me from research, are conducting a research survey on security education and how to make that better for our community. The output of this will be taken in by our team as we improve our security education for the year. So please, you are authorized to use this QR code. Fill it out. You will receive 30% off training and 20% off admission for SOS Fusion. So far, we've seen almost half the folks that have participated come from traditional end-user organizations, so not software producers, but the banks and other such organizations. And almost half the respondents have not taken a course in secure software development. So this is wonderful information. Please, please, please fill this out. It closes on my birthday. It would be a wonderful birthday present for me. SOS Fusion. So speaking of SOS Fusion, our inaugural SOS Fusion event will be in Atlanta in October. Call for proposals is open, as is registration. So would love to see you in Atlanta. The unique design of this conference is to really serve the open source community for security. So we have FOSDEM to serve our open source community at large. We have DEF CON Black Hat that serves our security community. But the aggregate of the open source community and the security community is one that we felt was underserved. We look forward to seeing you in Atlanta in the fall. Other new ways that we've been helping to support the community. So we have our OpenSSF technical initiatives. So if you are a OpenSSF project that has reached a particular level of maturity, you can apply for funding to support your attendance at conferences or to support infrastructure that you need to run your project. We view this as a great way that we can help serve the community. We also started up the Marketing Advisory Council to help provide us guidance as to how to best engage with our community. And Ram was somewhere here. Where is Ram? There's Ram. Wave. Everyone sees Ram. So Ram is spearheading our India initiative to help grow awareness as well as participation in the OpenSSF in India. What's inside the sauce? We just launched a podcast. First episode hit on Thursday. You also have permission to click this QR code. Many episodes coming up. I won't leak too much, but I see a couple of folks have been interviewed for the podcast in the audience. Look forward to those episodes coming out in the future. Please subscribe. Let's talk about XC. We couldn't not talk about XC. And for those that didn't see the BOLO, the Be on the Lookout, a similar issue was thrust upon the OpenJS community, but the OpenJS community was wary to it. There's been a lot of discussion about XC, and I'll say, as a security person, this is a thing that has always been a concern for us, a concern that's now been realized. I think it's important to understand the difference between security and trust, though. And the example I always give is if I submit code, or Linus submits code, or Bennett submits code, there should be an even security bar. The fact that I'm Omkhar should not count as a security property. In fact, those that know how I write code would say maybe it's the antithesis of that. And it doesn't matter who submits code. We should have an even security bar for everybody to ensure that the code achieves that level of security. In the open source community, where that gets tied to trust is in our ecosystem, we provide a level of trust to those that are maintainers. And those that are maintainers are counted upon to infer not only whether the code is sound and whether it's architecturally proper and aligned with the roadmap for the project, but they're also counted upon to infer the intent. Is this good? Is this something that we want? Unfortunately, bad people socially engineered that trust. We want to work with the community. We want to figure out the right way to do this. We know there's no silver bullet to it. So this is my call to action for you. Please come and participate in the tabletop exercise we have. Please continue to give us feedback on Slack, via email, vulnerability management work groups, and the like. We need to solve this together. Later on this week, we're going to be announcing a couple of tools that we hope will help with this in order to more broadly circulate threat and intel information. More to come on that. And if you haven't read about the OpenJS issue, I'd encourage you to take a look at our blog. It was just published this morning. All right, stuff going on today. We have the Salsa workshop. As I mentioned, Adrian over there is going to be assisting with the coordination of that workshop. Learn how to deploy Salsa in practice through a series of hands-on coding activities. I believe in Bilbao, we actually had somebody adopt Salsa in the room while a Salsa presentation was going on, so it's certainly achievable, and we look forward to your participation. We also have a scorecard new contributor workshop. So for those that want to raise their first pull request against scorecard, here's an opportunity for you. We'd love to see you there as well. Last but not least, our tabletop exercise, as I'd mentioned before. So the tabletop exercise, for those that aren't familiar with the term, is a security simulation. So we can run through and see how various parties would react during an incident, and we can use that information to improve the community. Our friends at CISA did this a couple of months ago as well. We are now doing our own iteration, and the goal is to continue to work with the community and find where there's opportunities, either through education, tooling, or guidance, where we can help improve our reaction to security incidents before they come up. We just announced SOS Community Day Europe, which will be in Vienna, the 19th of September. Believe registration's open. Is registration open? Yes? Yes. Evie gives me a thumbs up. That means registration is open. And I believe that brings us to the end of our materials. So I'm going to hand it back to Jay. And thank you, everyone. Look forward to seeing you, and welcome to SOS Community Day.
Yeah, I'm mic'd up. Okay, outstanding. We're at 9:15. We're a little. Oh no, we're slightly over. Okay, he handed it off to me, but I believe he was supposed to hand this off to Kate, who's going to give us a talk about S-bombs everywhere, work in progress, challenges ahead. Kate, steward everyone.